There were 50 to 60 applicants before me, and among them, I swear, just 4 to 5 got their visa approved. And I was finally out, and I saw like everyone's faces because visa rate was zero, and coming out on that day with a green sleeve was like a feeling of celebrity. Hello everyone, my name is Niharika Shahi and I'm a 2024 pass out from management stream, and I got my USA visa approved on June 3rd, 2025 for Wright State University, and my major is business analytics. While talking about my interview experience, it was really calm, composed, and just exactly the way I wanted it to be. So June 3rd, 2025, I woke up at 5 a.m. and well, basically I didn't sleep all night. I was not being able to sleep throughout the week, but still I woke up at 5 a.m. and I looked at the notes thoroughly, and then I moved forward with my makeup. I'd say just getting ready basically, and then I went to the embassy with my dad, and I was there at 8 a.m. We get the entry basically 1 hour earlier. No matter how much early you reach there, just before the 1 hour of your interview time, you're supposed to get in. So I basically reached there at 8 a.m. But the guard who was there at the embassy gate, he said that first the 8:30 slots they will be getting in, then we will be getting in after that. So I basically waited for like 15 to 20 minutes outside, and then we were sent in the 9 and 9:30. And then when I was in the line, there were like two girls behind me, and they were talking a lot. They were basically scared, and they were saying, oh my god, I'm gonna like turn out numb in front of the officer. I'm scared right now. How am I gonna do this? And I was just like thinking of not talking to anyone because I didn't want to forget my answers. Well, I wasn't like rehearsing or like memorizing my answers, but I just feel like if I talk to someone, I'm gonna like forget my answers anyway. I did talk to them later on because it was like 1.5 hours of waiting in the line, and obviously we cannot like stand still. And those two girls, they were wearing the same kind of clothes, and I came to know that they were cousins. Well, both of them didn't get their visa, and talking about the visa rate, guys, zero. Like June 3rd, 2025, it was zero. There were 50 to 60 applicants before me, and among them, I swear, just 4 to 5 got their visa approved. So it was like terrifying. But I was like thinking, is it like a bad day? But still, I wasn't like getting nervous because of the rejection, but I was more like afraid of if he will listen to me or not, because sometimes they don't listen. If they don't feel like, if they don't get that firstly, like the first impression, they don't get that, and they don't listen. So I thought like if they listen, then I'm for sure I'll be able to convince them. Anyways, here comes my turn. Counter number 7, 8, and 9, and I was in the counter number 8. Visa officer with the one who has glasses, and I greeted him, good morning officer, nice to meet you again. And I told him that because I've seen him like before in the USEF event and other educational fairs. And he said, good morning girl. And before he even said pass me your documents, I just gave it myself. I said, good morning officer, how are you? And like I was already doing like this, leaning towards the window to pass my documents, and he said good morning, and he took that. And then he scanned and he asked me why this university, and I told my answer, which was linked with my major and what specialization my university has regarding my major, business analytics. So I told my answer. Then after that, he asked about my basically gap period. What did I do in my gap? And which I had mentioned in my DS-160 form, and that is I did an internship at an ID company. So he asked me, what did you do there? I told him I did web designing, and I looked after web functionality along with customer care and support. He asked me again, what exactly did you do in the web designing? Then I told him, well, I was at the front end web designer, where I use these kind of programming languages to change the layouts, formats. And after that, I also told I used to respond to the emails of the customers. I told him that. And then he asked me, what is CSS? And I told the definition that's on Google, guys. I said that, and he was like, okay, how does it run? Like on what software? And he asked, now I almost forgot the questions, but they were like 4 to 5 follow-up questions after what is CSS. And CSS was already a cross question after I said that I did this in my internship. And then let me tell you, my interview lasted 3 to 4 minutes, and among that, like the whole interview, 80% was almost about my internship and the programming languages. And let me clear you out, guys, that I don't have any background in computer science or maths in my high school, but just for my interview and my upcoming major, I did practice everything about the programmings. I studied them, and also I did the internship, so I knew a lot, as in I knew the basics, I'd say. In 2 months, like, what will I even learn, right? So I knew the basics, and I told him that. Then the follow-up questions were something like, for these kind of responses, how do we generate the code? Something like this he asked me, and I told him, well, every response has a different kind of format of codes, and we need to put it accordingly. I was saying something like this to him. But guys, one thing, he asked me so many questions, and I didn't even stop for a while, for a minute, for a second. I was answering his question. So that's the key point that you guys need to remember. You should not be quiet there. You should not think, you should not look like up, the body gesture, the language, and the eye contact. You should always maintain that. And a mild smile, that's the key. Like, most of the time he was basically just looking at me. But the sponsors part, he left the computer and he came like this in front of the window, like there's a glass window, and he came like this and he was looking at me that way. But you should not be scared. If you are genuine and true to yourself, obviously you can maintain the eye contact. It's not a big thing, guys. Anyways, after that, last question was about my sponsors. I told him about my parents and their income, and then that's it. He said, girl, I'm approving your visa. You seem like a decent student. I said, thank you, officer. Have a good day. I took the green slip and I went. And the feeling I had after that, I was numb. I didn't know how to react. I was really, I was just numb. I couldn't feel anything, and I couldn't even believe my visa just got approved. And I came out. There are 3 doors you need to open. I opened the one door, then the other one, then the other one, and I was finally out. And I saw like everyone's faces, because visa rate was 0, and coming out on that day with a green slip was like a feeling of celebrity. And then I saw my dad and I started crying, and even he started crying, and we both were happy, obviously. Well, I did it. And so Sanjeev, I'm really thankful for you, because the prompt that you gave me, the ChatGPT prompt that you have provided in one of your video, that was really helpful, because ChatGPT is an AI, guys, and until and unless you don't give like the proper prompt with the intro and like the background and what kind of like the conclusion you want, it's not going to give you the response that you want. So you need to have a proper prompt, and Sanjeev, he has provided, I think, the best prompt, I'd say, because I use it for all of my answers. And yeah, I'm really thankful for that. And also Sanjeev really helped me filling out my DS-160 form, which is one of the most important part for the US visa interview. And yes, I'm just thankful for you. And apart from that, guys, I did all the preparations by myself. Well, I did apply for the university from one of the consultancy, but as I was doing my internship and I also had some of my other things going on, I couldn't even go for the visa preparations like for one day. Not even one day I went to the consultancy for the preparations, and just 1 week I did it all by myself. And what I'd like to say is, you can also do it. It's not about like 2-3 months giving mock tests regularly, like writing long paragraphs and everything. It's not like that. Like, you just put your dedication, like productively, a certain time dedicated to your preparations, and you just give your heart and soul like I did, and then you're gonna get your things worked out. Well, my university is Wright State University, and if you guys want any tips or if you guys want to connect with me, then I'll tell Sanjeev to provide my Instagram link down below. You guys can follow me and DM me, and that's it. That's the only thing. Well, all the best to you, everyone. And if you are planning to apply for the United States in upcoming days, then surely you can seek out help from us, and Sanjeev is there, obviously. You can look after his videos, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.